Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. We'll take a walk through the shop. I have a few updates out there that I'd like to show you guys. But first, I hired an editor to try to help with some time-sensitive things, such as videos. So check this out though. I'm gonna let it play here for just a minute, and I don't think it's gonna work, at least not for my gold pay dirt gold prospecting at home videos. So check this out. It's pretty good, but I think my viewers are accustomed to my editing style. Okay, here it is, the crystalline silver pay dirt from Kenai Gold. Let's take a look at it in the pan. All right. See, I can't have that. I have to do something, you know. That doesn't work for me. I'll probably let them do like my mushroom hunting videos, or, you know, out in the forest, gold prospecting, or on the river or something like that. But for those types of videos that I film over here in this room, that's probably not gonna work. So let's see what we got going on here. Here I installed a new sanding station here with a few improvements on it. Basically, it was a little bit wobbly, and so I attached it to my main bench. And I'll turn the lights on here in a second so you can see what's going on. But I attached it on the back as well. And this thing is pretty darn permanent, right? So it's just a improved sanding station. Basically what I'm doing, like I said in my last video, I'm trying to build out that one guitar from the point that it was at. And then as I move along, I want every step of the guitar building process to be ready for the next time that I have to do it. So right now, like for instance, I got to the point where I was able to slot my fingerboard. So I put all the slots in it. I cut my truss rod cover. And in order to slot that, let me turn the lights on here. In order to slot that fingerboard, this is that LMI jig that I got. So this works with the table saw. This really thin blade actually cuts those slots. And yeah, now that process is over. So the next step is to attach this template back onto the neck itself. And I have to drill these little registration holes. And those are so I can line it up when I put the router on the fingerboard. So yeah, that's what I got to do now. I just got to drill those holes. Thing is, I didn't have, well, I mean, I could have used my drill, but at the same time, when I'm in the process of doing 60 of them, I don't want to be using the drill. So I hooked up my rotary tool. I had no place to hang this, so that's why this entire rack and shelf system came into existence. And then I just, you know, put sandpaper, paper towels, razor blades, my dust collection remote control, a few other things here in the shelf. I just made a little, you know, compartment for pencils and stuff like that. Magnet. And so I just got back from Home Depot. I didn't have a 16th inch collet. So now we can install the collet in here, put our 16th inch drill bit here, and we can drill our registration pins, and we can move on to the next step. Okay, I've got my registration holes drilled, one there and one down here. I went ahead and pounded in a small 16th inch piece of copper and cut it off so there's a sharp little point on the end. And then what I did is I took my fingerboard, the center line of my fingerboard, I lined it up with this on this side and on the other side. And then I just pressed down to give a little mark on the back. I drilled the registration hole on the opposite side. Now it fits right in there. I can't do it one-handed. There it is. So that's actually connected now. And then I just traced along the bottom here, and we're gonna cut this out on the bandsaw. We'll leave about a 1/16 of an inch, or just leave the pencil mark. reason we cut these so close is because we're going to be routing this flush, and we don't want a big, 1/8 inch chunk for the router to break off. The closer we are, the cleaner the cut's going to be with the router. All right, now we have to glue the fingerboard on. There we go, maple fingerboard. Once it's glued and dry, we're gonna take the router to it, run the router all the way along the perimeter. That'll be flush, and then we can take the back of the peg head off. We have to do some neck carving, and we can shape the fingerboard. We can do a radius on the sander by hand, by eye with the big sander. And yeah, next we gotta glue it up. So I like to use a exotic hardwood epoxy for oily woods and stuff. This is just ash and maple, so these aren't oily at all. So this is the Slow Cure, what is it, Bob Smith Industry stuff. This will work just fine, but I do have to order some of that special stuff when I start doing like different rosewoods, and especially rosewood and like cocobolo and stuff. Stuff is oily, and yeah, you need a special kind of epoxy for that stuff. So we're just gonna mix some of this 2-part epoxy in this little cup right here. We'll spread it on there and we'll clamp it up. Shouldn't go that much. Small amount there, we'll mix it up. And then one thing I like to, on every guitar I've ever built, even guitars that don't have the Klesh name on it that I've built when I was working for other people, I always took a piece of my hair and put it inside here in the glue joint. So I'm gonna make sure I do that. We'll keep up the tradition. The last time I put one of these together was probably 15 years ago, not including for doing repairs. Of course, I've done it about 5 years ago, but as far as doing this, I haven't. One thing I forgot, and I don't have it, but I'll go get it. I need a piece of tape to go over top of this because we don't want that epoxy getting in that route with the truss rod. So let me get a piece of tape. We're just gonna lay some tape there, spread glue, clamp it, and we're good. All right, well, apparently we don't have any clear tape. Lily used the last of it. I'm gonna make some. This is just packing tape that we use for our pay dirt company. Go ahead and just cut a piece. Hopefully this is long enough. I kind of eyeballed it. I don't think it's gonna be long enough. Let's try it. Oh yeah, we're good. Sorry for the humming fan in the background. Let's just stick this down. Sticking out the end. Perfect. It couldn't have been any better. All right, make sure that's all the way down. Okay, now we can spread our glue, epoxy. I think I have enough. I probably do have enough. It's just hard to scrape it out with this little tool that I have. I might have to get a piece of wood or something. This is not the quick setting stuff, so I have plenty of time. This is going to take 24 hours to cure. So tomorrow afternoon, I will route, do the routing. mix up another batch here. I only had about half as much as I thought I needed. Got to get my hair in there as well. This one strand of hair. Just for fun. That way, if aliens ever find this in the future, they can get that hair and they can actually clone the luthier to do repairs on it. There we go. All right, looks like we're about good here. Yeah, we're definitely good. A little bit of, this is all gonna get cleaned up, but all right. Let's get this on there. I should be doing this. I should not be doing this here on my sanding table. I should be doing this over on the other workbench. It's all right. Let's move it over there now before we get glue everywhere. I like to put down wax paper to prevent that epoxy from getting all over my bench. And then we're gonna clamp the daylights out of it. We're gonna do 5 clamps and we're gonna alternate them so it'll stand up on its own. Yes. Normally, when I'm doing more than one guitar, which is gonna be normal, I would just put 2 necks together. So fingerboard to fingerboard with a piece of wax paper between it, and then you can clamp 2 instead of 1 with the same amount of clamps. Right there. Get that nice squeeze out, that's what we're looking for. I don't want the squeeze out to get into the truss rod cover area. So I'm gonna clean that up. All right, that's it. Bam. Now we just let it dry, 24 hours. One thing I forgot, and I just realized it, we don't want epoxy dripping down the neck because I'm gonna be running my router bearing along that. So we have to actually turn it upside down, let the glue drip towards the fingerboard side, and then I have to go around this thing and clean up all those little lumps of epoxy because that'll make it really difficult. Well, it'll make it impossible to get a flush cut with the router. All right, so other than the neck and the process of building guitars, somebody asked in the comments about this thing here. So this is a company called Sandright, and basically this, it's actually full of air. And if I open this up and release the air, this drum sanding sleeve will come off of there, and I can replace it, and then I have to refill it with air to make this expand again. This is pneumatic, so it spins. Here, let me give you a demonstration. Okay, so one of my guitar designs, the Manta, it has this curve here, like this bottle opener type thing. And so this, you can hold here, and you can get up in there to sand it. Otherwise, it's really difficult. So basically, just take my air line, hook it up. Let's see. So right here, I have a little regulator. I like it right about there. And then, yeah, you can hold this side. And then you can use different grit sandpaper on here to get all these scratches out and everything. But yeah, that's an awesome tool. It doesn't come all in one. I had to buy this piece and this thing, and this is the part that took some engineering trying to connect these two. And then this is called a pinstripe remover tool. Yeah. So yeah, that's a pretty specific tool for a very specific job. But yeah, I need it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, let me know, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.